complain.
That's the first thing everyone's hearing on this particular recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 19, Week 2. Today, we're taking a look at Razzle Dazzle, it's usually the BlueJay team, but he's not here today. Taking on Pitching Tents, also known as Cirque du Soleil, the Cryptic team. With me here, as always, is, not as always, but with me here is Platinum, who's spent about one season here in LD2L, I think. How's it going today, Plat?
That's not terrible.
Awesome.
You can't just throw out random names of people I actually interact with.
Of course I can.
No.
Nobody knows who you hang out with except the people who already know who you are.
That's true. But, so we saw a bit of a rough game from Razzle Dazzle. I wouldn't say rough. I would say discombobulated game from Razzle Dazzle last week.
Yeah. Their coordination week 1 was very bad. Unfortunately, I have this really funny feeling that replacing their P1 with a stand-in is probably not going to help things on that. Or not their P1, that their captain, rather, with a stand-in is probably not going to help things on that front.
They do have Lava, and he is a really good player.
Well, is Lava mostly a 1-player, though?
He's a 3-player.
Okay, that's good. Good for lads. The thing I want most in this season is for lads to not have to rotate off of 1. My heart would break if that happened.
Yeah, Lava plays 2-3 usually, but I think mostly 3. Coincidentally, somebody who knows both me and Platinum, but Platinum better than me.
You are Platinum, what do you mean? He knows you better than you?
He knows me better than me, yes.
That's crazy. By the way, for the record, before the match started, we collected some answers for what various people in streams' favorite ice cream flavors were. And originally, Space Cowboy said that his favorite was either mint chocolate chip or cheesecake, because he's so indecisive. But he changed his answer to cookies and creme. Get it?
Because he's the pause one for Pitching Tents.
You mean Cirque du Soleil?
Same thing.
That's what I'm going to be called, and I cannot remember this stupid Pitching Tents name for the life of me. Kyrix came in and gave them the So Gay word pass, but Greg still ain't having it. But it's Cirque du Soleil in my book, baby.
Yeah.
Lots of bands going around. Witch Doctor. Wow, there's a lot of cryptic targeted bands there. Witch Doctor. You got the Oracle, you got the Pugna, you got the Dazzle. Just really hammering Cryptic in particular. I don't know if that's really the play.
Well, they don't want him to have a good game.
It's true.
Or
he is
a comfortable game, at least.
Nominally the captain of the team, though I noticed Space Cowboy is picking again, so I assume we're probably going to have a lot more nightmare uphills to sit through, unfortunately.
No, we're just going to have to blame him for the draft yet again.
Quap for Kitty, knocked out. ET for the Brion is gone. Pudge is knocked out. That Dark Ace Pudge, not a bad idea, honestly. And because Lich made it through bans, that's their first pick. What a surprise! I feel like it's I feel like there's going to be like 19 heroes that are like first pick heroes in this particular season. If there's one thing this particular season is not going to be light on, it's like, oh, you know, Lena got through, so they're just picking Lena first phase or whatever. Clockwork coming out. Interesting response. We just saw actually on live stream, pretty good Canada PMA Clockwork game, built a bit unorthodox, and it turned out quite well for them. Interesting decision though, like, you have Dark Ace. Dark Ace is a baller Rubik player. They just picked a super meta support that's really good for 1 or 2 abilities. Like, surely you just picked the Rubik into that, right?
And a Lich?
Yeah.
We'll see. Instant cast spells dictate. I mean, kind of Rubik wants all of Lich's spells, so taking any of them is not that bad.
Yeah,
but
and you've got like a super baller Rubik player and it got through. They didn't ban any of those. Very interesting decision.
Dark Ace. Well, Dark Ace, yeah.
I mean, it's not like Clockwork is bad or anything, but I immediately just think I would have rather seen that. And he's picking for himself, too. I guess it's a non-zero chance it's a Brion Clockwork, and he'll just be pulling it out next round, but I'll be sad if it goes by and just doesn't get picked. Lots of attention to the P1s there. Notably, they're banning, like, the trash bag lads heroes, which is kind of funny. Getting rid of the troll, getting rid of the Ursa, like, guys you can't pick right now. Especially that troll might be worst hero in the game. Oh god, into a Lich too. I would rather eat sand.
Yeah, we'll see.
Radiant team pick.
I am the Juggernaut. I will not be picked by Krem this game.
I am banned.
Krem does not have a lot of heroes in his pool right now that are particularly good, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I stick by it because I think so far we've been seeing more of it than not. It's going to be a very meta-dictated season. I think meta is going to generally be comfort. Beat comfort. There's always going to be a balance, so I think right now, meta is going to be comfort this season more often than not. That's just how the game is balanced. So getting rid of Krem's heroes that he's good with and our meta, I think that's one of the biggest things you can do against this team as far as the banning goes. Bringing up a Magnus here, pretty early too. Very interesting to see. Probably going to be on Kitty. The Undying is waiting. So they have a lot of like crazy calamity going on in these team fights so far for the Dire, but they definitely need a lot of CC to tie this together. I will not be happy if I don't see like at least a Mars or something coming out. Or like a Tide. Mars, Tide, Sand King. That sort of category of heroes I think is what Dire feels like they need right now. That ain't really it, unfortunately for them.
Dawnbreaker. I think she's front line.
Yeah, but she don't have no CC. So far, they've got one stun, really one stun on this entire team. I mean, you can get the Dawnbreaker stun too, but you're probably not going to reliably get that off on somebody who's not already either incredibly slow or stunned on a regular basis, but especially not with these two that are already on the field. They're definitely signaling between these two heroes they're going to want a high mobility lineup. So,
true.
You're definitely going to want to get some CC out of your last two picks here, I think. Here comes Lena. Not surprising. Guess it's probably going to be Magnus, Lava, Lena, and Kitty. Surprised I got this far. I think a million times out of a million, I would have rather seen the Lena banned out than the Troll Warlord, to be honest with you.
But what if they pick something that Troll's good into?
Yeah, good question.
Which I think right now is fucking enough.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, I mean, he eats the Undying Tombstone, and that's like all he does this game. He's really not good in a Dawnbreaker, like at all. And there is a Rubik. Welcome back, Space Cowboy. We were just flaming your draft decisions really hard.
5 seconds remaining.
Is everyone else here?
I believe your internet might be having some problems here because the stream seems to be fine. Oh, it's actually the call, I think. Hold on. Oh, goddammit, we're already in USC, so I hate when that happens. There we go. Yeah, that should be better. It was just the voice server we were connected to, I think.
Yeah. What was it previously?
It was on USD, so I think they were just having some problems or something. Yeah, TLDR. I mean, Dawnbreaker is just the default 3, I think. But I think I would have much rather seen a nice little Master of Disaster that gets a lot of CC going on. She doesn't really do that. Well, for like a second and a half in a fight, that's it. And definitely would have rather seen that Lena gone than the really crappy Troll Warlord. That's your biggest flame.
Indeed.
Because, I mean, if you want to go off of comfort, like, Lena is a comfort hero and is also stupidly good, yeah. DK coming out, I like that a little bit. It goes well with the rest of the lineup. It still just definitely feels like there's going to be a big issue with the raid, especially with Lena on that side, right? There's going to be a really big issue with heroes just right-clicking away from this lineup on the Radiant. Like, I think if you just build like a 4-staff or 2, it's going to be really hard to chase down these guys.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, like, yeah, you're going to build the 4-staff on Rubik, you know what I mean?
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
DK probably coming in as the pause 1 on pitching 10s.
Most likely. Lifestealer ban, I think that's a very good idea. I think he ignores a lot of what this team has to offer and just gets a lot of HP back every time he hits, you know, your pause 1. Never a great situation, so that's a good ban, I think.
Which we still don't know yet.
Interestingly, they're assuming this is not a pause 1 DK and just banned out the Drow. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that decision. I think this
It's
is...
a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I think this is pretty safely P1 DK, right?
Remaining.
I don't know if...
Mid.
I don't know if Krem plays much DK, but like, who cares? Like, it's DK. I guess it's true. It's like I think it's like in the pool signature hero, really. So I guess it's not the worst assumption. Thinking about it.
What, DK?
Yeah. Thinking.
Dire team ban.
And there goes the PA2s. They're very convinced. Would be funny just pick a mid, considering there were like none banned in the entire draft. By either team, really. There was the Quap ban, and that was it.
Remaining.
So you can pick absolutely anybody you want in mid. Unfortunately for In the Pool, I feel like what his heart truly desires is DK. Good news, this is not a bad DK game. I think it's one of the few heroes that's going to be more or less okay against Lena as long as you draft it right. And they've got 3 heroes that don't really themselves do that much damage and have them, and that team banned out a lot of the damage they do have. Like they could pick here. Like, I don't know if there's really that many big damage guys left as, like, Spectre, that's it. Which, I mean, is not a 0% prospect, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
This will be interesting. I think this will be pretty draft-defining picks on both sides. I feel like I'm going to decide whether I like these or not based on what we decide to go with here on both fronts. Thinking it out to the end, and it's going to be Anti-Mage. Do I like this as an Anti-Mage? Yeah, I like this as an Anti-Mage game. Just generally, it's going to clown on the supports. Pretty good against Lena. This is going to be one of those rare games, I think, where it's tough for Lena, and I think it combos really well with the Dawnbreaker. Sad news is that you're still going to be really low on CC. I think those early fights are going to be hard unless they really just play directly into you. Of course, it is a team that had bad coordination week 1, so it's not a 0% chance. Because really, you got 2 reliable stuns, and one of them makes you stand still like an idiot when you do it. So they got a lot of ability to control where they are in fights, what they're doing. Reasonably, I would say. With that Magnus pick in particular, they can punish mistakes very easily. So you can definitely end up in a situation, I think, where you Lich Ult and it hits one guy and then orbits around, and then it gets stolen and a better Lich Ult comes out back at you. You know, that kind of thing. Alchemist. Albert. Chemist, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think I'm fine with Albert here. I think I am just fine seeing that guy pop up. It's gonna give him the ability to keep his farm up even though he's got a very greedy mid. It's going to give him a very nasty counterplay to old Mr. DK. You know, a lot of your hero strengths are kind of knocked out having to fight in that big old pool of 7-up. Good in their supports. Yeah, I think this is a really good pick. Good job, Dark Ace. I think with it, I have to give the edge to the Radiance lineup. I don't think it's like completely... It's going to be very execution heavy. That's the biggest asterisk on this. If week 1, Like, this is going to be a weird thing to say, but, like, if this was, like, a Chone team lineup, right? If we were looking at, like, the Chone team with a very high execution factor on its lineup, or if we were looking at something like, oh, I don't know, the Jasso team, I think that would be fair to say, then that would be really scary. I would be, like, calling the GG immediately, right? I feel like in that capacity, it would be a big, big, scary outdraft. But this team's little anchor so far has been clicking, has been getting together on the same page. And I think the strengths that they have and the weaknesses that the Cirque du Soleil lineup have are really going to be flattened if it comes down to that. Of course, they could have turned it around. Maybe they did put a lot of time on the field in between games. Maybe they did all get on the same page. But not only was that already the knock on them in week 1, in week 2 they don't have their captain. So that's a little scary, to be frank. Dark Ace claims to be the best player LD2L. Platt, what do you think of that? Oh no, I couldn't hear him for a second. Okay. Platt, can you hear me?
Yes.
Dark Ace claims to be the best player in LD2L. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't know.
Perfect.
"30 seconds to battle."
Krem, not with the rest of the lineup here. Not too surprising. It'd be a little crazy to be. Cirque du Soleil posturing here at the T1. Or at the T1, at the bot rune here. Sorry for the temper. Oh my god.
The battle begins.
Well, that was scary. I just tabbed in my screen went black for a second. But, whatever that little temporary issue there. What was that?
It's a Dawnbreaker. Just the word Dawnbreaker.
Okay. The go here at the bot T1. Said it again. The bot rune here has been pretty much a success for the Dire.
Level 1. That does no damage. Level 1. Literally, it does 0 damage.
They did kind of go. They did go 2 for 2 anyway, but the Radiant expended a lot more resources trying to fight that off than they.
Dire counterparts.
Yeah. So. We're still having a little bit of a residual.
Magnus getting bullied.
Yep. Losing about 100 mana before he even really does anything. Very sad. I think some of that was from, I believe he took the thing down here, so.
No, that was Rubik that did that.
Oh, never mind.
Magnus was never bottom.
Well, he was. He just wasn't bottom at any point when anything was actually happening. He just left top pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like things have stabilized for the moment, so it's time for the roll call. For Razzle Dazzle, pause 1, you have Ladda Lads on the Alchemist. Pause 2, you have Kitty on the Lena. Pause 3, you've got Lava standing in for BlueJay, captain of the team usually, on the Magnus. Pause 4, you've got Dark Ace on the Rubik. Did happen, so there's that. Pause 5, you've got Brion on the Clockwork. Oh, just barely whiffing that, didn't I? Can you believe it? On the other side of the coin, Cirque du Soleil. Pause 1, you've got Krem on the Anti-Mage. Pause 2, you've got In the Pool on the Dragon Knight. Pause 3, you've got Space Cowboy almost getting killed down here on the Dawnbreaker. First Blood comes out as Cryptic takes out the Clockwork here. Just barely. Very harrowing fight.
Surprised this Alchemist didn't try to finish off that 100 health Dawnbreaker.
Man had the last tick creeps, what can I tell you? On the other side of the coin, pause 1 on Cirque du Soleil, you got Krem, pause 2, in the pool, already talked about those two. Pause 3, Space Cowboy, who almost died. Pause 4, Crypt1c on the Undying. And pause 5, you got Tristero on the Lich.
It's cryptic with one C, I'll tell you that.
What?
It's crypt with one C. Yeah, Crypt1c.
Well, what does the C stand for?
Nothing, it's just telling you that it's got one C in it.
I see. Are you sure he just doesn't have like a 1cc engine?
Yes.
Going to... Oh, just barely! Very good cut in there by the Dawnbreaker. Just barely not going to take out this Undying. He's still going to be very low. Doesn't really have much regen left, but... Would have been better if the Alk didn't almost die for it, unfortunately. Oh, what can he do? It does have a lot of regen, and the clock has a little bit more. Anti-Mage getting muffled a little bit by the Rubik. Sure, actually, really low. Oh, Dark Ace kinda let his mana get empty there, and as a result, is gonna take a casual death. Lava might get, yes, does get the return kill, so there's that.
He's gonna get out, because Anti-Mage does no damage if they don't have mana.
This is true. Well, he does enough damage to kill a Lich if they don't have mana, but he doesn't do enough damage to kill a Magnus if they don't have mana. It's a very big distinction there. So far, this lane is kind of getting run over in this lane. A little bit more than I would expect. I figured this would probably go badly for the lane. I didn't think it would be a... Well, it was a 10 lasted deficit bad. For a second, it is closing now. I assume, unless DK, for whatever reason, is going to go heavy on magic resistance items, that this will probably equalize as the lane goes on. What's chat think of all this?
Space Cowboy has not spoken since the draft.
How about in the pool?
Hasn't spoken since before the draft.
How about the people who aren't in chat anymore?
Space Cowboy just spoke.
Oh, shoutouts to Space Cowboy.
You think you're winning lane? Yeah, probably. But you should have, like, died twice by this point, Space Cowboy. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
There's two different scenarios in which you should have died, but didn't.
Yeah. It's either a very good cut in from one of the people in the lane. That's just going to be what happens when it's like, you know, this is two people who never lane together. I think this is legitimately their third time being on the same team. Like, in a Dota game. I don't mean, like, as a league. I mean, the second time being on the same team. Third game overall. They're in a lane together. Versus two guys who have been doing it since they were wetting their diapers. Or, like 3 or 4 years ago or something. But you know what I meant.
No, I understand that, but then he killed the tombstone, you stayed within stun range, and then he continued just hitting creeps. Well, you should have just died.
Dark Ace almost feels bad about that very casual kill on the Anti-Mage. Magnus playing it just so smooth there, just gets the perfect amount of damage off.
The reason he almost feels bad is because he almost took the kill.
That's true. It's kind of like a mutual pull here. Both teams just pull the waves just right past each other. Two ships passing the night.
Alchemist.
Yeah, well, Alchemist has way less creeps. Space Cowboy got a whole wave, and he got 2, but...
True, but Alchemist just gonna press Q on that camp and probably take it.
It's true. Meanwhile, Brion and Cryptic gonna fight hard for the Wisdom. Cryptic actually wins the right-click contest. That's so sad.
It doesn't... No. He put it in the perfect place. Clockwork literally couldn't click it because the tombstone was in the way.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I do think that they fail-safe things like that, but
no,
I'm not 100% sure. They don't? That's stupid. Change that immediately, Valve. That is dumb as fuck.
You can body block the runes. You could put that in front of... Yeah, no, that blocked Clockwork from clicking it until the tombstone was dead.
It's like nothing else in the game that body blocks like that, too. Like most other things like that, you can still click the runes like underneath that stuff.
Well, yeah, but he just put it in the perfect spot so that it was so hard to click. may as well have not been possible.
Okay. DK rotating here top is going to, yep, just run right over the Rubik. Not really able to do anything else with it, though. Just goes right back home. This is a much better first dragon form than what US Danny had in the last game.
Yeah. Lena stunning the DK, getting a haste rune.
Yep, just barely ended up getting that haste rune right before the stun. I think probably still would have gotten it anyway. He would have had to deny it, but...
Not necessarily. The DK stun is like 3 seconds, even at level 1.
She's hasting right back top for the revenge kill. Lava positioning very aggressively. Crim is very low too, so this is a great time for it.
Magnus does have the 6, so with just a lift.
Oh no, she doesn't even need to be here.
Not even the RP is needed.
Did not even get here in time. Just gets to point at Lich, and that's
just
it.
Fires a gun at the Lich and then leaves.
It's not even going to get the T1 up here.
Oh, they are. They have 4 people here. There's no way they're.
That's true, but she's not going to even get the T1 up here. She's going to get the small camp instead.
And to get a tier.
Oh, there we go.
Neutral item. There you go. That's why. Royal Jelly, very good item for just keeping up your 2 bars.
She just knew that she was going to get the T1 out of the camp. She just was keeping a great track on the. Okay, this is a really big set of gears. We do have intervention coming in from the Dawnbreaker. It's going to cut in. It's going to nearly kill the Magnus. He's going to RP to attempt to save his life. Still gets the hammer thrown at him to end it, though.
The Lena stun wasn't going to hit both of them until that RP. That was really well played, even if it was by accident.
Still searching for the Dawnbreaker here, but with just the 2 supports, we're just not going to find her.
No, the Lich did not necessarily need to die like that.
Man had a family, you know? He had a wife, he had 2 kids. I don't know what he was doing with them, but he had them. Check out the net worth chart.
DK's above the Alk. Oh my.
Yeah, Alk kind of had a rough go of things. A bit of their success in this lane did kind of come from the fact, or in that go up top, did kind of come from the fact that Alk has not had a support for like the last 3 minutes, basically. And Brianna's just been out of the lane, but he is doing the right thing here. He's just gonna hit the showers.
It's been for the betterment of the team, though, even if the Alk is suffering a little bit from it.
Yeah, they got big kills there. Getting the kills on Anti-Mage to put him back is worth a heck of a lot more than Alchemist just having to go about things a little bit slower for a minute.
The Alchemist catches back up a lot faster than AM will.
Yep.
Grabbing whatever that spell's called, I keep forgetting.
He's gonna get a casual. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the kill, but gets a casual assist on the Undying as well.
Gets the wave.
Yep. And yeah, Rubik got Decay, which is annoying for Rubik to have.
Having a very tanky Rubik running around. This spell on the same cooldown as yours.
Yeah.
Except his just does more damage. It's funny. You will theoretically eventually lose that.
First Decay comes out on poor Dawnbreaker.
Yep.
Okay, this is like not gonna work. This is a bad idea on Dyer's part.
This is a very tanky Rubik.
This is a very tanky Rubik who's going to make your guys really not tanky right in front of the T1 if you keep trying to pursue this. That's not a good idea. But they're not going to pursue it, so there's that. They're going to look for Alk in the jungle instead. They're half right. He is in a jungle.
He's just flanked by 2 supports.
Well, no, he's in a jungle. He's just not in that jungle. He's in a different jungle. So... And yeah, he is just swiftly catching back up to first place, as you would expect, I think.
Yeah.
Rubik's gonna pop his head out. I think that might have been a little bit of an error. Okay, Magnus is coming in.
Magnus is coming in.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. This Lich ult really good here has completely ruined this fight. Lena coming in on the back line cannot actually really get the job done. Doesn't have enough damage at this juncture to do anything. He's just gonna have to walk right away. Does she have Laguna? No.
Shot the DK and the DK took it like it was nothing.
Yeah. Really, I think a lot of that was just down to the Lich Hole. That Lich Hole was just so well placed. It was just a nightmare.
I think it was
Hulk
a
is
little
gonna protest.
accidental. What happened was the Lich ulted the Magnus, and then the Magnus dragged, who was it, the DK or the Dawnbreaker back into his team, which also brought the Lich ult in range of them.
That is true, make no mistake. It did start from simple origins, but I mean, if that didn't, if like, even in the case,
that fight goes significantly better. You are right.
well, what I was saying is, even in the case, it's still like the way he just immediately split onto the Magnus. Oh my God, Space Cowboy, almost dying to creeps up here. It's the assault now. Quick clockwork, randomly flare this jungle, but
yeah.
If he's like, even if like the Magnus doesn't just immediately drag it back to the team, it's so awkward having that fight split up so that nobody can just hug Magnus anymore. You know what I mean? Just very well scouted, very well spotted. Even in the case that didn't go that well, it still is going to ruin the fight for them. I think just the way he put it out there, the timing of it, just at the worst possible time for them. And then it got worse. You know?
Yeah.
It was already good, and then it got better. Yeah, if you look at it from that perspective. Going to get a free arcane rune on the Lena. Cryptic stalking up the liver, yep. Stalking up some liver spots, but stalking up the river here. Gonna get decay stolen again. It's gonna be so annoying for them to deal with so consistently.
Such a fun spell to steal is Rubik. Because your cast range is so long.
It's also just good in this game. You just have a lot of heroes that really like having a lot of strength all the time, like this man, for example.
Like that man.
I do think Leds might be getting a little too distracted by trying to get fights in, though. He is kind of staying behind, even though at this point he really should be ahead, I think. At the very least, he is going to get that kill. It's a nice thing to get. Rip to Lena, though. That was not a nice trade. Didn't really see how that went out. Let's see that actually happen. Just gets chain stunned by the DK and the Space Cowboy ult off of that Dawnbreaker. That's annoying. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like there are so few games that I feel like are bad Lena games. This is actually one of them. Despite that, I still think the draft still probably is at it, like on an upside, just because even in a hard Lena game, Lena can still do a lot if the coordination is good. And so far, it has been better than week one. I'll give them that, but it still hasn't really been, I think, what you would like to have for this comp to really pop off. Like, just casually losing your mid at 15 minutes sucks. And I understand it's going to happen a little bit more often than not, just because, you know, a non-talking mid player is just going to be a casualty of that sometimes. You're just going to assume Kitty's in a different spot than she's in. You're going to assume she's here when she's there. You're going to assume she's out of danger when she is in peril. That's just going to be the nature of things sometimes. It's just how it goes. But, still, I think you would really, ideally want to be a little bit better of a position, like coordination-wise in this. Alchemist gets Radiance. And is fighting over camps with Lena. Very nice. Lads, you can hit R on this, it's okay. I promise it's okay. You're allowed, my man.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We appear to have lost Plat again.
Illusion. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh man, Warcarp is DMing me. The actual Warcarp this time. That was an ult on the Undying. He actually lived. Very swiftly died soon after. Oh, nice. Clockwork actually sniped out the Lich in the back of that fight. The RP wasn't completely game-changing or mind-blowing, but it did just enable him to live. What is my Alk doing here? This is not a fight Alk needs to be in, I don't think. Not a fight in which he did anything or benefited significantly from his presence. Yeah, 182 gold he made from being there. Like, go hit camps, my man. You get way more than that. I think maybe kind of a doctrinal issue with lads in this particular hero. I think he's a little eager to go, I think. And on his one side, things he's just not a guy you can afford to do that at a weird time with, as he's been doing here. Just needs to sit back, AFK a little bit more, you know. Not really sure what happened to Plaid. The call seems okay now.
I'll take that.
Plaid, come back.
I never left.
Okay.
What did Borkarp say to you? I know he was here last game, but what did he say?
Apparently somebody has an 89% win rate on Invoker in LD2L or something.
Oh, is the enemy's mid laner?
Yeah, I guess it would make most sense if it was Gundam, I
Dire's
guess.
top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I should just message Warcarp and be like, yo, good stream last stream.
Yeah, true, yeah. There's some good commentary you did, Warcarp. Awesome job.
Yeah.
Awesome job on the stream earlier. They're going in. Space Cowboy just locked into way more pain than he realizes, unfortunately, for... Okay. Might be a little bit less pain. His team is kind of getting together. They try to jump on the Dawnbreaker. Gets immediately hammered. Very good ult on the part of the Magnus. Liches swiftly to fall.
Lava's a good player.
Yeah, and Lava did a good play there. No two ways about that. 2-for-nothing deal, and the Alchemist gets to live, and he is now actually finally at the top of that net worth chart. You would have liked to see this a little earlier, but you're not too sad to see it at any point, I don't think.
Lena wasn't even in that fight.
Yeah. Oh, free kill on Mr. Cryptic. Good night. Doesn't go to the Alch, but hey, what can you do? Can't have everything you want. I don't know if somebody get the goddamn creep aggro off the Clockwork.
Somebody attack the DK. He's just clicking people.
Well, somebody was attacking the DK. Her name is Brion, and she doesn't do a very good job of it when the tower gets to shoot her 19 times because nobody takes the goddamn aggro off her.
No, it wasn't even just that.
I'm going to do Torment.
The DK was sitting there. The DK walked up, hit the Magnus to death, and then hit the Clockwork to death. And very little happened to the opposite.
And Lich got a free shard from doing the Tormentor there, which is just nasty. Oh no, my Rubik Illusion's doing this Ancient Camp got waxed by Krem.
No.
Pretty far behind. That kill really did set him back. He got his Battle Fury at a pretty decent timing, but he's really having trouble getting up the tree.
Yeah. Battle Fury Yasha at 20 minutes or 21 minutes, I guess, is a little slow. It's quite slow, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see it where he's at. And interestingly, Lava also pretty poor. I think just has had to go on a campaign of destruction. Has not really been able to farm all that much. And Brion fails to stack the camps.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Armory cap.
Lads, these buttons. There we go. Lads, you're allowed, my friend. You're allowed. You can hit it.
Is under attack.
No.
Alright, saving it for this. That makes sense.
It doesn't need to hit it. Look.
That's true. Yeah, we've already seen an instance of it where he's like sitting in an Ancient Camp with like 20% HP and just doesn't hit R for no reason. Like, that's just very, very fast cooldown. If you're not in danger, you can really be liberal with your list of that, I think. Of course, in that specific occasion, it was a good idea to save it, but
it has like a 30-second downtime.
My kitty was alone in the GG jungle and got picked. That's not good.
Blinked over there, stunned, and murdered.
Yeah, I don't know if Kitty is really respecting what a tough Lena game this is. I mean, it's a very good hero right now. I think, like, maybe not the most numbers best, but the most obviously broken on the face of it. The most how the hell did they test this and think it was okay hero right now, but this is not one of those games where you're going to be balling to that regard. Like, you're definitely going to have to respect that you're pretty much going to die if you get stunned. I don't really know if she is.
You don't have any saves, unfortunately.
It doesn't help. Dark Aces gets to take the express exit. Brion's going to cleverly try to shoot out and save herself, but...
I think Clockwork glimmered Dark Ace, therefore damning himself.
Yeah. Saved the higher position hero, so there's that. DK back on top of the net worth charts. Oh, Lad ulted for that camp that time. Very nice. He's even a stack here, which he maybe shouldn't do right now. Yeah, they're leaving, so he can, but he doesn't know they're leaving, so I understand why he's not. He's going up right up to this Roche pit. Bad news, my friends. Okay, there we go.
That's bottom.
Mr. Roche isn't here right now. Feel free to leave a message. Oh, they found where he is.
Mr. Proto.
Anything happening in chat? Or as a French say, shot.
No, shot of the cat.
Exactly, that's what chat is.
No, there's nothing happening inside a cat. No.
There's like organs, they like process stuff, you know.
Yeah, there's none in this game though.
There's no organs here? What happened to them?
Cats, I mean.
Mr. Platt.
That's a kitty, it's not a cat. Semantical difference. This is a Roche that's taking forever. They've been in here for a minute.
Finally do get it. It goes to in the pool. I don't think I necessarily agree with that. I think we've seen some fights where the Dawnbreaker kind of casually spills, but not ones where this DK does. I think I would have rather seen it on her.
They're making a play top now.
Yeah,
honestly,
they're going to run into the Magnus. Well, actually, they're going to run into the Rubik. Rubik is going to dutifully tank the gank. No, he's not. Rubik is going to live the Shiv. No, he's going to tank the gank.
If he had TP'd immediately, it would have been fine, but he forced out himself, walked 3 feet, and then TP'd, letting himself die.
No brains. Damn, that's not nice.
Better Aegis carrier. You don't join the fight until half the fight's done in this game, Space Cowboy. You don't need the Aegis.
No, I was saying Space Cowboy needed the Aegis because even though he doesn't join the fight...
Space Cowboy needed the Aegis.
Yeah, I agree with him. That's what I was saying. That was the point I was making. He's like, seen here, he's like the only member of the core trio that actually regularly dies. So I would really have much rather seen it. It's not like, you know, you can't do much more, right? Like, the DK is going to actually get to use it here, though. It's a DD on the Lena, too. It's kind of rough to be fighting into.
Oh.
But it's not going to matter.
Undying
it's not going to matter. Goodbye. This DK rolled right over them. I guess this is a cure to the common Lena. No, Rubik, let him get his Beyond Godlike. Oh my god, he's gonna actually die. Rest in peace. Forgot he used that little stun thing. No brains.
Yeah.
So much for his Beyond Godlike.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Damn, manly armlet toggle there. Indeed.
True.
Thank you, Chris U35.
Got the Ags up on the Dawnbreaker.
Insightful commentary.
It's true, it was a very manly armlet toggle, but as a wise man once said, there is a fine line between bravery and stupidity. That would have been an awesome thing for Dawnbreaker to walk away with, but not today!
Not today.
Anti-Mage, Lee says his Manta, and his Battle Fury Donnie is climbing up those charts.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It feels rough where the Alchemist is at. It just doesn't feel like you got what you wanted out of the Alch this game, really.
Not really, considering your Alch is being out-farmed by a DK, and almost out-farmed by an anti-mage. You sort of pick this hero to be top of the net worth charts, and it's just not that right now, unfortunately. Oh, and he's getting jumped on. Blink, little Alchemist, blink.
He has no idea. He's completely in the dark. Luckily, they are too. They're just going to try and save Space Cowboy across the entire universe. It's not going to work, though. So, good news for Elk, I guess.
He started TPing. Canceled it, but started.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think this is like an equal split of blame here. It's like, I think he played. Okay, goodbye, Clockwork. He played like he was ahead when he was behind. He did eventually start doing it right, but I think it took him getting burned a little bit. You know, a little bit of that Season 17 lads, where sometimes, you know, you would see him walk across the entire map for a kill. Get that kill, and it's like 200 gold. I think you had a little bit of that.
All about timing. Alex is very much so a timing hero. You get your big item, and then you fight with it, right? So, usually you fight when you first have your Radiance, because it's such a powerful first item to have.
And he did fight when he first got Radiance, but his Radiance was so late that it was just like a normal power spike at that point, basically.
Yeah.
They're gonna just get the kitty here very casually on the uphill. This is looking bad.
Yeah, this is only 3 of them as well. I guess Lich died already, so...
It was 4 of them, really. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even here, so...
Well, high ground into a Magnus is always a terrifying prospect. Just because... What's it called?
Oh no, Alk and Magnus are on the same team, my friend.
No, I mean, for the other guys.
Oh, lads is going crazy. Here we go. This is actually really good looking. Yeah, the Dawnbreaker just dies immediately. DK is standing in the 7-up for awkwardly long there and goes down as well. That would have been a lot better had they not had to give a... Huh?
You can throw it out of the illusion. You didn't have to stun yourself.
Anyway.
Who needs to use ult more often in the pool?
Who needs to use ult more often? I'm guessing this guy, reasonably.
Alchemist, probably.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe a limited experience on this hero. And there's some heroes I think you could just run, like, not having a full grip on them. I don't know if Alchemist is really one of them. It's just such a hit or miss, right? Like, you know, something like the P1 DK. I think anyone can run P1 DK and do, like, okay. But, like, an Alchemist, when you're maybe rusty on it or some such, not the play. Speaking of not the play, that was not exactly the literal you probably wanted. It's mostly just hitting creeps. They can't actually kill this Alchemist. Brion doing a great job splitting this fight up. My Undying... A lot of lads hates Undying. Just despises this man. Anti-Mage is running into this. I don't know if he... Yeah, he doesn't really win this with Lena showing up, certainly. Great RP! Great RP! Why'd you push him out of the 7-up? Great RP, though.
It was in the still in the 7-up.
That's true. Looked like it was going to be worse when I started saying that sentence. But we do have the BKB coming out there on in the pool. He's now down to his 6. And the fight looks suddenly really bad as a result. They do get the kill on the Alchemist.
Didn't use BKB that entire time.
No, he didn't. I think he actually just got that, though. I think he got it when he died.
Yeah.
Guess we can check that for sure.
Yeah. No, he had it in his backpack.
I assume, given where it was in his backpack, that, let's go a little further back. Oh no, he just had it in his backpack the whole fight! Oh no, that's cringe! Oh no, lads, you can't do that.
He got it. I think he got the full thing right before the fight.
Yeah.
To put it in.
Yeah. Or just didn't make time to do it.
DK is very ballsy.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I want to see him get kidnapped for this. He should be getting kidnapped for this.
No, instead he's just gonna assassinate a courier. Oh, well that's awkward. Okay, it's fine. Never mind, it's not fine. Dawnbreaker's coming in to break this nonsense up. Is it gonna be fine? It is gonna be fine. DK doesn't get kidnapped, but not a bad result anyway.
He got murdered before it happened.
Yeah.
Like, DK should never be allowed to do that, honestly.
So DK got hit for that. He lost a lot of money for that. Alchem now back in first place. Lich ult. This is a really good Lich ult. This is like the dream Lich ult. Okay, it got bad. That stupid creep wave. That was very unlucky bounces, but whatever. Rubik going down. Clockwork to follow. Magnus as well. 3 and under club now is gone, and I do not. It doesn't look at. Hit your BKB. There we go. Don't fight. Christ.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Okay, there we go. I like how he hit that ult and he turned around and he was like, I got you motherfuckers now.
Radiant's
Wait a minute. Oh man.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's not Space Cowboy. Space Cowboy is this guy. It's the Dawnbreaker. It's true. Space Cowboy, 5th columnist.
True. 5th Empire Portugal. Definitely Space Cowboy.
No, 5th
Wait,
columnist. Also Rip
wait.
Lich.
I forgot about that. So Lich E does like 500 damage a second to creeps or something like that, or 100 damage a second to creeps.
Yep.
It works on the Tormentor, but also you kill yourself.
The tower has 3 HP!
Yeah.
Quick, somebody deny.
No DK dot.
Okay, Cryptic getting caught here. Great hook shot.
Oh.
But the Space
Great
Cowboy and the
DK
Dawnbreaker
shot.
jump in. Much better, if I'm being honest. No BKB
Oh.
for this fight. Doesn't look like he's going to need it, though. Rubik is a dragon.
Rubik turned into a dragon and is playing melee. in this
Oh,
fight.
man. Oh, man. So many people are so low. Undying, finally the first to fall.
And
The-
the courier got hit in the middle of that fight.
Oh my god, that RP and then
What a
that
good
instant
RP.
death, but that RP, oh my god. Everybody's in the danger zone. Well, that's unfortunate. That was such an awesome RP, and it didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think it changes even if Lena's there. No ult, Anti-Mage never dies there.
True.
Tower has fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top
Magpie's back, tries to kidnap Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage has strong FBI connections, so it doesn't quite work out that way.
Anti-Mage actually part of the CIA, confirmed.
FBI, CIA, what's really the difference?
He got kidnapped.
You can't improve until you make mistakes.
This is true.
Actually, that's not true. Somebody walked up and shot him, and then he got kidnapped.
Also true.
And Alchemist's not even the top net worth on his own team anymore.
Yep. I mean, not too surprising. Most of the fights have been him not being able to do much of anything because he's an alchemist that peaked too late. So,
Yeah.
I would garner, yeah, Lena's just getting a lot of this money from just getting a lot of these kills. And
a lot
indeed,
of
that
these
would be the current net worth difference between them.
Yep.
Roche yelling at these guys. They would be in a good, hypothetically in a good place to do something about this, but they're just so spread out. I think if they actually engaged on this, it would not be in a bad position, especially with Anti-Mage dead, but just not even going to try. Okay, they're going to try now. They knew they were doing Roche, and okay.
Dire's top tower is under
I don't know. I feel like maybe that's like a tilt thing. Like you're really not going to try and fight them in the Roche pit when they lost their pause 1? Like I don't know about that.
money to burn.
When they lost their pause 1 and you're 5, like if not then when? Rubik got dragon form again.
Oh, and Fireball. Don't forget the Fireball.
And Fireball, yes. I'm very close to Guardian Graves here. Just another thing that's going to make life a little miserable for Lena and the Elk.
True. No more Lena, the Elk. Elk doesn't really care that much about burst damage. Lena does.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Lena's
fortified.
entire shtick is to one-shot somebody. A lot harder to do that when Greaves are on the table.
I was thinking more in the fact that right now there's a big damage gap, and having to play around that total lack of like the emergency armor you get at the end of the Greaves kind of sucks.
Oh, that too. When you're below what 16% health, something like that.
Pretty much just gives you the armor you would have lost standing in the 7-up pack.
More than that, actually. It's like 10 armor. Oh, Lich getting kidnapped.
It's like 6 armor actually. It's way worse than that.
Never mind.
Oh man, really a big Dawnbreaker jump in here, but this is awkward. Lich got a Lich ult came out better from the Rubik than it did the Lich.
Yeah,
Big
Lich is
retreat coming out
panicked.
from the Dire here. They're turning around. They see the anti-mage in the back lines. They have to turn around for him. And that was a good play by Krem, who really kind of dug in there right on the flank. Stopped what could have been a disaster by just forcing everybody to turn around. And now all the Radiant ults are kind of gone. The buyback happened. We're going to try and smoke out here.
Yeah, Breon got sold, unfortunately.
Magnus finished Refresher. But
DK finished BKB.
well, he finished MKB. He's had the BKB for a minute.
Said the MKB for a minute as well.
Well, then what the heck did he just finish? Goodbye to the Space Cowboy. Just takes a very quick dive there.
Yeah, you got shot.
Tower is under attack.
Honestly, the Lena laser is probably one of my favorite Dota 2 cosmetics.
And
'Cause it is just like,
this is now what Rubik looks like.
it's just, he just needs the wing.
Rubik's
turned into DK.
Rubik's a little sick. Oh my god, he still has his like regular right click.
Yeah.
Elk getting stalked here by in the pool.
Bounty.
I don't really think this is a very good use of in the pool's time. I guess he realized that too. Or
You could probably kill him, honestly. He's just waiting for
Yep.
that.
hits the
There's the
BKB,
MKB.
hits the ult. The DK almost instantly dies and forces a Dawnbreaker buyback.
The Tombstone coming out to save him. A little
Yeah,
late.
made the Dawnbreaker buyback ultimately not necessary, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Look at this crazy Rubik Lich, or actual regular Lich ult on just the Magnus.
Refresher on Kitty.
Yep, Refresher on the Lena. She's got popped here. They found the poor Rubik just hiding out in the jungle.
The undead Rubik, you mean?
Well, now he's re-dead Rubik.
Very dead Rubik, yeah.
You're a beautiful person. with a
Magnus,
charming
no
personality.
buyback. That's a very, very unfortunate scenario to be.
Yeah, we're just gonna probably just win now. I would guess.
DD anti-mage just pushing your buildings. Rubik is buyback.
Radiant structures
Glyph.
Needs to be used.
They did not offensive glyph for this. They don't have offensive glyph. They already used that. Oh my god, Space Cowboy melts. They got a really good stun out on the anti-mage. He's just barely able to limp out. But DK is not really a part of this. He's the man with the Aegis. I know you don't have Dragon form, but my brother in
He's got
Christ.
a Daedalus in his backpack. He's got the Aegis only for 12 seconds left.
Yeah. I think
a
a
very low.
poor decision to withdraw there on his part, if I'm being honest with you.
Alchemist can man fight
no.
the anti-mage at this point.
Oh no, baby.
With the butterfly, yeah, he just man fights him and kills him. Or with the MKB, I mean, not the butterfly.
Well, that was awkward.
It was a little awkward.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, I don't know, at that point, I really just would have, I mean, I guess Anti-Mage was dead when they took Roche. They really should have just attacked into that, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. It's fine.
but
They won the fight. They got the Aegis, or actually they timed out the Aegis because DK took so long. They're now against Mega Creeps, which is less ideal, but they have Alina who can defend the base for ever, really.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
DK's over there. It looks like he's gonna try something.
my Alk has no mana. Nobody has any mana.
Neither does the Clockwork. Ghost Scepter though.
Alk hits the ult and then realizes, wait a minute, I have no mana nor any HP. Whoops. Rubik is going to tank the gank.
Yep.
Alk does get off scot-free for it, though. There's that.
That he does. I wonder what's gonna happen next. I'd like to see him start buying eggs for people, honestly.
Yeah, he could buy eggs for his oh, wait. He could buy eggs for his oh, wait.
No, it refunds them at this
Oh,
point.
it does? Okay.
Yeah, it would give them the 4,200 back. Or
Oh,
they could
that's
sell
fine.
the eggs. Rather, yeah, if they consumed it, they would get the 4,200 back. At this point, they could also just sell the eggs.
Alright, Magnus tries to kidnap the DK, doesn't quite make it. Has 2,000 gold. That's on the DK, I should say.
Although, coincidentally, Magnus also has 2,000 gold.
Is that true? That is true. Yeah. Bro, what are you guys saving for? Is that just how much your buyback is?
Yeah, buyback stats.
Yep.
It's only got 600 surplus. I'd like to see a BKB next out of Magnus.
Uh,
Guaranteed. It's just kitty one-shotting people in the side
Yep.
lane.
Goodbye, Space Cowboy.
Goodbye, Rip Clockwork Hook.
Gets tipped for it.
Dire's
Sad.
bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
undeserving
Dire's
tip,
bottom
might I
tower
add.
has fallen.
It was a close one.
Sad face.
The tip would have been if it hit the Tormentor. And Clockwork just flew past into the Tormentor. That would have been tip worthy.
I got a DM a few days ago from one of the people who was in this game. It was like, I've got something to talk about this game. I hope it's that. I hope that's what it is. Wants to talk about that toxic tip from in the pool. Going on Magnus, immediate bailout from the support line. Good job there.
Blink in from the Lich.
A little crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lich ult is... Oh no, Vlad's made it a good one. My Alk griefing. Yeah, just goes in, gets nothing done but Brion kill, which is gonna happen anyway, in fairness. Just made it happen a little faster.
Alchemist is DK
Oh,
is
man.
attacking the Alchemist and killing the Magnus.
Okay, he's attacking the Lina. They see the Lina, they drop that ult instantly, you notice. That's the refresher RP, tries to get them into the fountain. Doesn't quite make it. Gets DK.
Gets DK.
Eats some tower fountain shots and ultimately dies from the Alchemist potion. The Ancient is open. Radiant Ancient is now open.
Oh, Dark Ace is undying again. Also has
Nice.
Rubik is undying again. Also has decay.
Rubik unfortunately takes it. Uh-oh, that's a horrible place for the Alk to be. Oh my god, he's just... Okay, as I was gonna say, he's just barely living. Not no more. Here's another Lich ult coming out.
Anti-Mage has the Scotty now, so...
Lena's having to immediately just run away from this fight to just get these creeps off the Ancient so they don't lose. Meanwhile, the old Rubik gets clapped in the background. Basher coming out on the Alchemist.
Don't know what you replace for that, but okay.
The BKB is the answer.
Ballsy.
Yeah, I mean... I guess he's determined he's not going to have it by the time the decisive moment of this game is. But it doesn't matter, he's not going to fight anyway. Magnus kidnaps an illusion and it's over.
It's over.
Probably something of an upset, I would say. Strict to still gay, take game number 1. And I think this is just a story of trying to pick a team that needs coordination on a team that could not possibly have good coordination. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. You're down week 1. It's going to be a few weeks before you can run a lineup that looks like this anyway. But I think doing it when your captain was gone was kind of a self-grief. I think Alchemist is a hero that's going to need good coordination. Good coordination on the part of his team to succeed. And I'm glad Space Cowboy actually said, "Oh no, it's not actually that." Thanks for keeping track of chat, by the way, Griefer. Anyway,
I'm watching the game.
you keep an eye on chat. That's why we do this, you know. And I can't do it, or else the stream gets shitty. Anyway, yeah, I think doing this, Alchemist is a hero that just needs his team to coordinate well, and it's like a marriage with both parties like a divorce with both parties at fault here, because like one, Laz could have done that better. He was way too conservative on using his ult. He tried too many times too early to show up to fights he had no business in, and yeah, he lived most of them. He didn't die. He made a little bit of money, but it was chump change. He really should have been, especially after they decided to just send off his lane. He really should have been just bunkering down, hitting more creeps. I think if he comes out with that Radiance like 10 minutes earlier, it's like a big difference. But also, to his credit, the coordination factor on the team around him was just like really bad, and it was just very visibly really bad. It's the sort of situation where it's like you had very good individual plays by the other 4 people on the team, but when it all came together, it looked like 4 people in a pub. Like there's just many times early on of like Kitty is just bought somewhere weird and then dies. Like, yeah, only 4 deaths. I get that. It's not many times, but like, boy, it sure came at these super inopportune times. Like Alk, when he's starting to gain momentum, he just keeps stalling because the second most valuable person on the team is just randomly dropping, or the team is just randomly taking some weird fight somewhere, like a 3v4 or 5, and they just suddenly start dropping, or somebody gets jumped or ganked at a really inopportune time, and then it just gets bad. Like, it's a situation where it didn't really feel like they were really confident in that 4v5, which they were taking temporarily, and I guess they shouldn't have been, because they got one guy who's a stand-in and one person who doesn't speak, and so really, I don't think I don't think Dark Ace is the most vocal guy in the world either, so really, it was just all on Brion for shot calling, and Brion doesn't know these people that well, so yeah, I think you just gotta pick simpler execution concept heroes here. Wants to see the damage. You got it. I think you just need simpler execution concept heroes on this lineup. Like, not heroes. You need simpler execution concept teams. I think the hero complexity isn't necessarily an issue here. I've heard mention of that from time to time. I think the issue is that this team cannot run this right now. And yeah, it's a lot of damage on the part of in the pool. Not a lot of damage on the part of my Dawnbreaker, I gotta tell you. You know, you'd think she'd at least be doing more than Magnus, right? SMH.
SMH indeed.
The amp damage? Let's see. I didn't even really process that.
Probably wasn't.
Oh, very nice. His second lowest hero damage in the entire server. This was the in the pool show. He did almost all the damage in like the lobby, basically.
Yeah.
Like such a high amount of it was just him. But in fairness, there's an invisible part being played by Cryptic, just constantly stealing the strength. There was an invisible part played by Lich in giving him the frost armor, enabling him to do that damage. You know, the heals off the Dawnbreaker ult. The only person who didn't do anything was Anti-Mage, who really never felt like he was online and really never felt like he needed to be. The DK was just 1v5ing, so who cares?
I wonder what I've had the Mandela effect about.
Hmm.
Onyx with a Y.
That's like not the Pokemon.
Yes,
how you spell
Pokemon.
it. Yeah,
know,
well, that's what I'm saying is when you spell it and it's not the Pokemon, you spell it like that.
Yeah.
For another Mandela effect, we're going to be watching the same match but slightly different next time.
Next